It was funny. I talk about prepping for this conference. There's somebody else who's prepped as well because they're excited to present to you. This individual is somebody that actually Paul Aceto and KP first discovered, and I know KP really pushed for this because he is a disruptor, and he wanted to make sure that all of us had the latest and greatest in tools and technology to be able to compete. You've heard me say all the time, it's about speed to lead. I didn't make that stuff up. Of course, that's just based on empirical evidence. As a reminder, Fannie Mae, not Chris Sorensen, Fannie Mae reports that 70% of all applications that they're involved with, which is obviously a lot, the borrower went with the first person that they took an application with. 7 out of 10 times. And then you look at the Strathmore Group and other studies, and they all reveal the same thing, that between a low of 70 and a high of 80%, borrowers will go with the first loan officer that they fully engage with. I don't mean a phone call where they say, what's your rate? That's not engaging. I mean interacting with you, where you go through Mortgage Coach, you go through MBS Highway, you talk to them about their future, their hopes, their dreams. If you ever listen to podcasts or listen to what the top producers in America do, the first thing they do is they start talking to the consumer, the borrower, about, hey, what does purchasing a home mean to you? They start talking about their feelings. You can have all the technology in the planet, but if you don't understand how to communicate effectively, you're not going to convert. And if you are dumb luck, fortunate to convert, you're going to be susceptible to, as KP likes to call them, those headset desk jockeys who could give two you-know-whats about your borrower. It's about burn and churn. Get them in, get them out. Next. No relationship where all of you are building a business versus going after a commission check. The person that's going to be presenting to you right now is all about that. Her whole job with PRMG is to make sure that you guys have systems in place to be able to build your business. As I wrote in one of my emails, my dad always said, Chris, if you're going to be successful at First Team Real Estate and in your career, act as if. Act as if what? Act as if you're the CEO of a Fortune 100 corporation. What action steps would you take on a daily basis if you're making $1 million to $5 million salary with bonuses? How would you act? What time would you show up to work? How well would you be prepared for your meetings? And I'm like, a lot. I mean, I don't want to answer to a board and get fired from that job. And yet, many of us, self-reflection here, are guilty of winging it. Well, I'm just good. I'm an effective communicator, so I can just go in and I can just wing this thing and I'll be okay. Until you're not. Your next presenter has put in an immense amount of effort to prepare a calendar every month that has classes that are set up for you to educate yourself and to lead by example. Can you imagine, maybe you can, spending hours prepping, negotiating with your trades, your vendors, someone in this room. You negotiate the best deal, back and forth with ownership that says, you can get a better deal than that. And then she finally gets a deal set up. She gets there. None of my managers show up. It's got to be disheartening. My commitment to her is to beg all of you to consider flipping the script and say, you know what, I am going to pay attention to that calendar. I'm going to take a look and I'm going to actually see, you know what, I'm going to put on my calendar, this is time blocking because this is an investment in my career, in my company, and my employees. The smarter you are about PRMG, I can't tell you how many times that I've encountered one of you and we'll talk about our tools and you're like, we can do that? We have that? I'm like, yeah, for like a year. Do you not read my emails? No, they're too long. I know. Listen, I have my Jerry Maguire moments. I'm just typing away. It doesn't take me long to type them. That's why there's grammatical errors, but all of a sudden you hit the send button, you're like, another one? Thank you, Gary. Who said they love my... Oh, that was... Thank you, George. George, I'm going to give you a C note upstairs. So, without further ado, give a warm round of PRMG love and affection to your digital and marketing director. Come on up. Crush it. You're prepared. You've got this. Give him hell.
Thank
I kept interrupting her, and she's like, get out of here. I'm working.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? All right. Let's get cruising. Do we have a PowerPoint? All right, let's get started. They asked me to talk about how you guys can make more money. Does that sound good? All right, let's do it. This is really long. You know me. Brevity is not my specialty. Okay, I have a lot of different ways that we are going to make sure you guys take that money that you're leaving on the table and put it back in your pocket. Okay, there's lots of different ways, lots of levers that we can pull for you to increase your revenue. One, generating new business, people that have never heard of you, never heard of PRMG, introducing them to you. Referrals, having people, real estate agents, builders, divorce attorneys, all those folks. Repeat business. They loved you so much, they can't wait to give you your next deal. Just like Chris talked about, that 7 out of 10 people, they're your repeat business. And converting the leads you already have, getting your prospects to application stage and getting more of your applications to fundings. There's a 5th one on here I left out, which is the customer experience, right? That also generates revenue. And you're going to have Britt Stenstrom, your digital lending manager, as well as Scott Harris from Experience.com. They're going to talk to you a lot about that 5th lever. But I'm not going to steal their thunder. All right, the digital lending and marketing team, how do we get this done? Well, we use marketing technology. And we spend a lot of time. We manage 80 separate marketing technology vendors, more than any other mortgage company in America. And then we back that up with training and support. Chris already mentioned to you, we've got a calendar with lots of training. And then most importantly, innovation. Just because we did something awesome yesterday, what do you got tomorrow? Show me what you've done for me lately. One thing I do want to mention to you, for all of those 80 technology partners, working with us is a privilege. Every single partner that works with PRMG has to have these 3 criteria. 1, do they actually have a track record of generating ROI? We're not in the pretty picture department. We're not in the business of wasting your time. They need to actually generate revenue. They need to also provide high-level support and training, and they need to share our commitment to innovation. So do they believe what we do, that what we did yesterday is not good enough? All right, how are we going to do this? Let's pull that first lever. How do we generate new business? There's lots of different ways we can do this. I'm going to focus on these partners here, and I'm going to show you how you can actually generate new leads with all of these partners. We'll start with Mobility RE. How many of you have logged into Mobility RE last couple months? Awesome. And that's what the stats say. Overwhelmingly, most of you are using this tool. For those of you who aren't familiar with this tool, real estate agents who partner with a PRMG originator who has Mobility RE, which here's the good news, is every single person in this room and every single person on your team. If you're actively using this, you can invite them to have a co-branded home search app at no cost to the real estate agent. The agents can then take that app and share it via text message to consumers to do home searching. Why do they care? Well, if their consumers use the app, it's promoting their face, their name, their logo, even if it's not their listing, versus sending home buyers to Zillow or Redfin, where agents and large corporations are spending millions of dollars to advertise to take those deals away from your agents and take them away from you. Here's the amazing thing. When they do this, they're bought into this. Yes, I want them using my app. I want to make sure if I've spent all this time driving this home buyer around for months and months and months, I want the deal. And whenever they send, they text message that awesome keyword to the buyers, you get the lead. Remember, it's a co-branded tool, so you now have access. The real estate agent is now an arm of your sales team. These are people who don't know you, people you've never met. They are now ready to do business with you. So what is the plan to generate new leads? We like to make this very practical. Number one, you need to log in. So log into the profile. This is so critical. When they download that app, remember, these are people who don't know you. It says your name. There's a spot for your headshot, which is blank unless you upload it. Your phone number, is that your best phone number? Your website, your email, make sure your information is updated so you can control what these home buyers are saying when they download your app. Get your team to training. We have negotiated with Mobility RE to offer bi-monthly training. They're only about 30 minutes. They are for PRMG originators. So make sure that you get very educated in how this system works. Once you become the master, then you can pitch it to your realtors. I gave you the little short and sweet version, but you can do a more in-depth version. You can invite them to create their own app, and then you need to follow up with your realtors. Just because they have it, remind them, hey, how's that app working out? Have you tried it? Have you shared it with other buyers? What's your experience been like? Encourage them to use and share it, because the more that they share, the more leads you get. Let's talk about its sister tool, PRMG IQ, also known as Mobility Market Intelligence. Here's the cool thing. Mobility RE and PRMG IQ are owned by the same company. Guess what PRMG got for you? 2 for 1. You only pay for one tool and you get both. Now, PRMG IQ, I know Chris talks about them a whole lot, and Ben Tierlink, who is the CEO there, he's a good friend of ours. You can use it to recruit loan officers. You can also use it to target real estate agents. You can find agents in your area that are the right fit for who you want to work with. Important. The reason the logo for PRMG IQ is a target is because this is for one-on-one prospecting. They actually, we've tested this a few times. If you just say, hey, I want to work with everyone in my county, they'll ban you from using the system. So don't do that. You're just trying to be very practical. Do they have the right mix of buy side and sell side, or are they in the right areas? Once you do that, there's actually a button in there where you can push that targeted agent directly into Total Expert. If you're not sure how to do that, you can go on Mobi, you can go on the Digital Hub, and there's training on how to do that. So how can you use this to generate new leads? Number one, I've also negotiated bi-monthly training for MMI, and all of these dates are on the Digital Hub. Make sure your team attends training. You need to become a master in this tool. You need to identify your target area. Some of you are amazing. You're licensed in multiple states, you have vacation homes here and there. Pick a struggle, okay? Start small, pick a small community. Select the best opportunities and add them to what's called the watch list. These are the realtors that you're going to be checking out. You're going to push them to Total Expert. You're going to enroll them in journeys and market to continuously nurture the relationship. This is slow. You're building a relationship. Then when anything happens, they pick up a new listing, they sold a home, something happened, it's going to notify you on all of that. You're going to contact the agent and you're going to congratulate them. Wow, you got a new listing. This is amazing. And what happens during that conversation? You ask for the business. Oh, you listed a home for sale? Great. Well, if you see any buyers that come in, I'm actually working Saturday morning. If you need me to do a pre-approval or a pre-qual, I'm always there. Every opportunity that you have is an excuse to pick up the phone, build the relationship, and ask for the business. Okay, Experience.com. Experience.com could actually be used for all of these categories. I want to focus on how to use it for lead generation. You may know it by its previous name of social survey. The main point with Experience.com is you're using yesterday's happy clients to drive in to tomorrow's leads. I've talked about this many, many times before. You want to over-communicate your good news and your bad news to ensure your high ratings. That is the biggest differentiator between a 5-star and a 1-star review is communicating. It's not pricing, it's not products, it's not the color of your hair, it's he didn't return my phone calls. He didn't email me when things went wrong. I could never get a hold of him. That is the only thing we see in distributed retail over and over again that results in a bad review. When you get reviews, respond to every review, whether they're good or bad. And if someone does not fill out a survey, you can actually manually push it and you can ask them to take it. All right, what's the plan to generate leads with Experience.com? First, you need to log in. See, we thought it's simple. You have to log in every 90 days, and this is because our social media networks have security connections, so they time out. So even though you're like, oh, I connected my Facebook, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, my Yelp, my Google, it will actually sever the connection, so you need to log back in, and it will pop up a big screen, hey, your connections are invalid. Make sure your profile is there. Put in your headshot, put in your bio. They actually recently enhanced this tool. You can now load videos. Now that Experience.com is starting to, first of all, they spent $1 million for the domain Experience.com. Why? Their long-term business strategy is to become the Angie's List of the mortgage industry. They want to use your Experience.com profiles for Google to pick up in the search engines. So you need to make sure these profiles are on point and dialed in. Social connections. Make sure that you're connecting all of the social media accounts that are in there. Really, really important. Many of you have Experience.com accounts and they're not connected to anything. If you happen to get an unhappy review, which is very, very rare at PRMG, most of you are extraordinarily good at what you do, it's your opportunity to listen. If you can make contact with them, maybe they were just having a bad day, maybe they were just really mad about the appraiser, you can resend it and they can change their 1-star to a 5-star review. And really important, this is actually, Chris shared this story about Brett and the Red Beard Loans team a couple of days ago. If you have a customer who's absolutely thrilled, you changed their life, you got their family into their first-time home, take photos, get a video, get any kind of testimonial from the client, and share on social media. This is the holy grail. Instead of you saying, I'm great, have others say how great you are. That becomes amplified on social media. And by consistently promoting good reviews to the public, that is how you drive in new leads and referrals. Now, if you were like me and you thought that icon of a funnel was a martini glass, you are not alone. But if that helps you remember, all the better. Okay, I'm going to sober up and go to our next tool. Soshi. So Soshi is one of our newer partners in 2022. And Soshi allows you to do a whole bunch of things in one thing. You can efficiently post social media content months in advance. So right now, all of you are in a room with me. But you could have something already scheduled for Halloween or for Veterans Day. You can do this in advance. You can manage your reputation, your reviews, comments. You can update your contact information across 400 different channels, and you can also run ads and boost posts on Facebook. So what is the plan to generate leads? First, you need to pick your strategy. You as managers have 2 different paths you can take. One, you can market my branch. So PRMG, without you having to lift a finger, has automatically created a social media cadre of accounts for every single physical location. You got a Google My Business page, a Facebook business page, and a Yelp page. So you can say, I am going all in on my community. I want to really be the resource for my community and my whole team. We're going to do a joint social media strategy. Or you can say, I would like to market my own brand, myself, my name. I've been in the business for 30 years. I have my own personal brand. Your choice. If you want to promote yourself, you first need to go to Mobi, and you need to request a location. So what's your brand name? Joe the Mortgage God, not Mortgage God, don't do that. It can be your name, it can be something funny, anything like that. I know someone's like buying the domain Mortgage God right now, I can tell. And then you're going to log into Soshi and you're going to make sure your contact information is correct. More deals have been lost because your phone number was wrong, your website was wrong, your email is wrong. So make sure you're logging into meetsoshi.com and make sure all the information is correct. If it's not, I got your back. If you go to Mobi and you type Google typo, or Google issue, if there's something else bigger, we can also help you. But what I did is I just gave you the keys. I'm like, if it's wrong, you can actually go in and fix it. All right, once the information is correct, Soshi's going to push it across all of these platforms. And it's not just Google. It's Waze, it's Siri, it's Apple Maps, it's your BMW, it's your washing machine. It's anything you can think of that's connected to the internet. We're going to push your information across all of those channels. Then content. We have created 15 separate social media strategies for you, and we will post on your behalf. But once again, I hand you the keys. You have the ability to reschedule it. You have the ability to say, no thanks, I don't want these calendars. Or, ooh, I love this, but I'd rather change the caption or change the picture or move the date around. You can adjust anything in there that you see posted on your behalf. Comments and leads. This screenshot I took a couple days ago. This is real. And I know it's hard to see in the back. I'm interested in a home. Is anyone available to chat? I'm interested. Can you tell me more? You have leads coming in. I see them every single day into social media. Really critical you respond. If you have notifications on or whatever you need to do, make sure that every single lead or every single message you are responding. If you're going to go into social media, remember it's a conversation, so make sure you're watching this. Consistent quantity of content that you're doing plus consistent quality. So a blurry photo of a hand holding a pair of house keys is not quality content, okay? A better one is what we're doing right now. Pictures of videos you're taking, you're showing like, what an amazing company this is that we've all gathered here today and we're investing in you and your education. That's good quality. If you have quantity and you have quality, you will get lead generation. That's the power of social media. Another piece of technology that we have launched in 2022 is Lead Pops. Lead Pops allows you to have modern and mobile websites that will drive paid or organic traffic to your website. Lead Pops is one of the only technology partners we have that offers a one-on-one consultation. This is very unusual. So you can actually go to leadpops.com/PRMG, and they have a Calendly app where you can schedule a one-on-one meeting with someone and talk to them about your business plan. Once you've come up with your plan, you can just get a website, or if you want, you can add on paid Google advertising, paid Facebook advertising. They also work with Sochi. So if you've already connected Sochi, they can go into the back end and pull it and connect them, so they work together. They also have an incredible integration with Total Expert. So as you are driving the leads in, it's going to go into Total Expert and start automatically dripping and nurturing on them. And any amazing 5-star reviews you have from experience.com will auto-populate via API on the page. So what is the plan to generate leads? First, you're going to book a personal consultation, leadpops.com/PRMG. You need to commit.